today I'm reviewing the Farmacy Beauty Deep Sweep Pore Cleaning Toner. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money. I'll never waste your time with sponsored ads or videos. So if you want to help support the channel, check out nobsbeauty.com, check out my Patreon community, or click on the Sephora or Amazon link below. Okay, and today's Beanie Baby is Miji. And this one is super cute. Orville. And then look at his belly. It's shiny. It matches my shirt. Maybe that's why I picked it. It was like subconscious. Anyway, I will say that there was a little bit of a heist on the Patreon Beanie Babies yesterday. They were all rescued safely from Ike's mouth, but it was a close call there. So he got a couple of them, Sandy and Meg. So sorry about that. But they're all alive still. So that's the good news. I think he'd been like thinking about getting in here to steal them for quite some time, and at some point the door must have just been open a crack and he made a heist for it. So anyway, you're gonna have to keep that under lock and key from now on. So Ike's always so naughty. But anyway, okay, so I thought I would review this one. I picked this up I don't know, 3 months ago maybe, and I've had a nice chance to use it, and I love trying new toners. I love exfoliating toners too, so I've tried quite a few of those, so I thought this would be a nice chance to review this, and I really typically enjoy the Farmacy brand. So, Farmacy calls this an alcohol-free 2% BHA toner that gently exfoliates, cleans pores, and controls oil without overstripping skin. So let me get to my first criteria, which is packaging, and I'll do a pH test in a moment as well, because that's a huge deal when it comes to BHAs. So, packaging, so it's a glass bottle. I'm not super excited about that. So when you're using this, not using it, keep it in a cabinet away from light, because that can degrade. But packaging, I don't know, it's nice and recyclable, so I do like that. And very easy to pour, doesn't like dump out a ton. There's some bottles where the hole is just gigantic and you dump out all the product at once. This one doesn't have that problem. So very nice, although, you know, if they would have just put the label over the whole thing, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so in terms of alcohol, this does not contain any denatured or drying types of alcohol, so that's a good thing. Nowadays it's nice because toners like 10 years ago, like almost every single one of them had a high amount of alcohol in them, and nowadays it seems like most brands are trying to get with the program that denatured types of alcohol are drying for skin and can kill cells and stop cell growth, which is not what we want. So thankfully we've got more options, so that's a good thing. However, when it comes to fragrance for this one, it has a light herbal scent, which is probably from eucalyptus water that they included. Eucalyptus water is not as bad as something like eucalyptus oil, which is much more fragrant and much more potentially irritating. So there is some of that in here. Most people probably won't notice any issues, but if you have very sensitive skin, it could be potentially an issue, just something to be aware of. I wish they would have left that out, because otherwise this would be a little bit of a different review, but nothing I can do about that. The manufacturing location for this one is the US, so no issues with that. And pH test. So this contains 2% salicylic acid, which is a great exfoliating ingredient. It really helps with pores. Also can help actually calm skin a little bit as well, and also help prevent blackheads and prevent acne and things like that. So salicylic acid, typically for it to be most effective, you want it to be in the between 3 and 4 pH level. This one is pretty close to 4. I would almost say almost right on the money, like maybe just a touch over 4. So it's not totally within that 3 to 4 range, but it's still in there enough where you're going to get some exfoliation, just not as much as you would necessarily want or hope or need. So that's something to keep in mind. I would say it's like maybe like 4.3-ish. So maybe 4.1, somewhere in there, pretty close to 4. So not perfect, not right in that 3 to 4 range. But you'll still get some exfoliation. You know, for some people with more sensitive skin, it might be better. Or if you plan on using another exfoliating serum or product in your routine, that might be okay. So just keep that one in mind. So ease of use, they say swipe onto cleansed face in the morning and or evening, avoiding the eye area. Do not rinse. Some tingling may be experienced. Tingling generally isn't a good thing. Tingling can mean your skin is irritated, so keep that in mind. So if it tingles for a while, it might not be the best product for you, so just keep that in mind. But then if you're going to use this, certainly use sunscreen in the daytime. So it's very easy to use. Cotton pad is the easiest way to apply it. So no issues with that, although the pH is a bit of a bummer, but it could be much worse. It could be like 5 or 6, and then you're not getting really any exfoliation. So it's still close to that range. Antioxidants. We've got Arginine, which is a good skin-identical amino acid, very good for hydrating the skin. Salicylic acid, which we mentioned, a good exfoliating ingredient at a typical 3 to 4 pH range. Lactobacillus papaya ferment extract, which can be a skin conditioning ingredient. It's the extract of combining papaya fruit with the microorganism Lactobacillus. So got that in there. Let's see what else. We've got Moringa Oleifera leaf water and Moringa Oleifera extract, which is a skin conditioning ingredient. Let's see, we've got Chlorella ferment, Chlorella. I kept thinking cholera, and then it brought me back to, like, in elementary school playing, what was that game? Wagon's West or something, and someone would get Oregon Trail, and someone would get cholera, and they'd all die, and that was the end of the game. It's very traumatizing for a 5-year-old. But anyway, okay. Chlorella ferment is an extract of the product resulting from fermentation of chlorella by yeast, which is a good skin conditioning ingredient and antioxidant. Sorry, we eventually got there. Skullcap root extract, a good skin soothing antioxidant and anti-inflammatory ingredient. And we've also got a small amount of lactic acid, xylitol, which is a humectant, gluconolactone, which is a BHA ingredient and moisturizer. So the BHA, they can function at different pHs a little bit, so that probably helps the salicylic acid work a little bit better. Overall, it was a nice list of antioxidants. Perhaps a few more skin soothing ingredients might have been better, but overall I'm still pretty happy with the ingredient list. In terms of cruelty-free status, Farmacy Beauty is cruelty-free, so no issues with that. Performance, so this is a very gentle exfoliating toner. There are a lot more exfoliating toners that are much more dramatic in their results, like the Murad Multi-Acid Peel is one of them. The Crave Beauty Kale exfoliating toner is another one of them. This one I would consider much more gentle than those. Gentle enough to where if your skin is used to using exfoliating ingredients, you could certainly use this as a toner and then later on in your routine use a BHA treatment or serum and probably not have any issues, but just be very cautious with that. So it's got a nice mix of hydrating ingredients. It doesn't leave skin feeling dry or irritated after you use it, which is nice. So if you're newer to exfoliants or have very sensitive skin, this might be a nice exfoliating product to add into your routine. In terms of acneogenic ingredients, there are none other than butylene glycol, which is it's very, very low on that scale. So keep that one in mind. Which also makes it, I think, fungal acne free. Okay, so the price, so this is 4 ounces, 120 milliliters. I would say a bottle like this would last the average person 3 months, I would say. And it's $28, so it's not really expensive. I mean, it's more expensive than some other ones out there, but for the amount you get and how long it'll last you, it's not very pricey. And then when we come to the it factor, I like it. It's very gentle. I wish they would have left the eucalyptus water out because that would make it a perfect toner for very sensitive skin, but they didn't. pH of this is kind of a little bit too high, but it still does a little bit of exfoliating. And overall, for a toner, it leaves your skin feeling hydrated and soft. But if they would have left out that eucalyptus water, I would have been much more hats and horns for it. Maybe that and the pH been a little bit lower, but that's not the case. So overall, out of 10, with 10 being a perfect score, this got an 8, which is like a B. So it's okay. For a lot of people, it'll probably be just fine toner. And for some, maybe not enough kick. And for some, the eucalyptus water is just not a good call. So I still like it. I have pretty sensitive skin, and it works okay for me. So Anyway, I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts if you've had a chance to try this and what your thoughts are. So leave a comment, or if you have another exfoliating toner that you love, leave a comment for us and we can give it a try. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you more tomorrow.